The visitation was real. You did not conjure it from grief, and you did not fabricate it from a restless mind. The sudden appearance of a deceased relative in your dreamscape this week was not a random firing of neurons, nor was it a simple act of memory replay. It was a scheduled appointment. The heavy electric atmosphere you felt upon waking, the sense that someone had just left the room, is the physical evidence of a spiritual transaction that has just taken place. You have been feeling weird for days, sensing a thinning of the veil, a buzzing in your ears, or a sudden unexplainable nostalgia. These are not symptoms of mental clutter. They are the atmospheric pressure changes that occur right before a massive energetic deposit is made into your life. This message will translate the language of that visitation and explain why the timeline of your struggle is ending and the timeline of your inheritance is beginning. We must first look at the specific environment in which these events are occurring. You are likely finding yourself waking up abruptly between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. This is not insomnia. In the ancient understanding of time, this window is known as the Midnight Council. It is the time when the magnetic field of the Earth is quietest and the static of the collective human consciousness is at its lowest. It is the only time clear transmission can occur between the density of the physical world and the lightness of the spirit realm. For years, you may have slept through this window, or perhaps you only woke up during times of high stress. But now, you are waking up with a clear mind, a racing heart, or a profound sense of knowing. This is happening because your personal frequency has risen. You have done the work. You have cleared the internal debris, faced the shadows, and raised your vibration to a level that can now sustain a connection with higher dimensions. You are no longer just a passive sleeper. You have become an active participant in a spiritual summit. The relatives appearing to you, whether they are parents, grandparents, or even ancestors you never met in the flesh, are not coming to haunt you. They are not coming to drag you back into the past. They are the custodians of your bloodline, and they have arrived to validate a shift in the family trajectory. For generations, your line may have been plagued by patterns of scarcity, addiction, divorce, or failure. These were not just bad habits, they were energetic debts, heavy weights that kept the vibration of your lineage low. But you, the chosen one of the line, the cycle breaker, have finally paid that debt. You have stopped the pattern. Because you have stopped the pattern, the Midnight Council has convened to acknowledge that the contract of suffering is void. The ancestors are not just visiting, they are witnessing. They are stepping into your field to sign off on the release of what comes next. They are the bridge between what was and what will be. Understanding this reframes the fear. You are not being watched by ghosts. You are being authorized by your history to change your future. This leads us to the mechanics of what is actually being transferred. You must understand the law of transmutation. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. For decades or perhaps centuries, a massive amount of energy in your bloodline was trapped in the form of curses or negative patterns. Think of the energy required to maintain a cycle of poverty. Think of the immense force it takes to hold a family in a state of addiction or conflict. That is all potential energy, but it was being used to build a prison. When you break the curse, when you refuse to repeat the behavior, when you heal the trauma, when you choose consciousness over reaction, you destroy the prison. But the energy that built the prison does not disappear. It is released. It transmutes. The very same magnitude of energy that once manifested as generational bad luck now flips polarity and becomes generational blessing. This is the energetic vault. The ancestors are appearing now because the vault is opening. They are the guardians who held the keys until a member of the line proved they were responsible enough to handle the contents. You have proven this. You have shown that you will not squander the energy on low vibrational pursuits. Therefore, the backlog of abundance that was blocked by the curse is rushing toward you. This acts like a dam breaking. The pressure you have felt recently, the intensity of the dreams, the feeling of being squeezed, this is the water building up behind the wall just before it crumbles. The windfall is not magic, it is physics. It is the return of your own power, purified and multiplied, flowing back to you in the form of resources, opportunities, and connections. The ancestors are there to ensure the transfer happens without interference. They are standing guard as the gold moves from the spiritual ledger to the physical bank account.
But how do you distinguish a true prophetic visitation from the random noise of the subconscious? There are 3 specific signatures that confirm this is a valid handoff. The first signal is the handoff. In these dreams, the interaction is tangible and object-oriented. You might dream that a grandfather hands you a set of keys. You might see a grandmother placing a heavy book in your hands. You might find yourself being given a literal stack of money, a piece of jewelry, or a deed to a house. These are not metaphors, they are energetic codes. A key represents access to new opportunities that were previously locked to your family. If your father could never catch a break and he hands you a key, he is saying, "The door that was closed to me is open to you." If you are handed money, it is a direct signal of financial restitution. It means the energy of scarcity has been transmuted into the energy of wealth. If you are handed a book or a document, it signifies wisdom and authority, the ability to write a new story for the lineage. Pay close attention to what your hands are holding in the dream. That object is the seed of your coming reality. The second signal is the silent witness. In this scenario, the relative does not speak. They may be standing in the corner of a room, sitting in a chair, or standing at the foot of your bed. They look healthy, younger perhaps, or simply peaceful. There is no decay, no sadness, and no fear in their eyes. They are simply present. This silence is profound. It indicates that there is nothing left to be said, no old arguments to rehash, no apologies needed. The karma is cleared. Their presence is a form of spiritual security. They are standing as sentinels, holding the space around you while you undergo this transformation. It is a sign of approval. In the spirit world, silence often screams louder than words. Their silence says, "We see you, we are proud, you are safe to proceed." It is the nod of the elders to the new leader of the line. If these signals are hitting your spirit, it is not by accident. This is the work done here. If you feel called, stay with this transmission until the end, for the final instruction explains how to physically catch what is falling from the spirit realm. The third signal is the feast or the celebration. You may find yourself in a dream where the whole family is gathered, but unlike the chaotic or tense gatherings of your childhood, this one is different. The lighting is golden, the food is abundant, there is music, laughter, and a sense of lightness. You might see relatives who hated each other in life sitting together in peace. This is the sign that the war is over. The spiritual conflict that plagued your bloodline has been resolved. The debt has been paid in full. This dream is an invitation to the new timeline. It is showing you that the heaviness has lifted from the collective DNA of your family. You are being shown the after party of the curse breaking. It is a confirmation that you are entering a season of celebration, ease, and harvest. The struggle is no longer the baseline. Joy is the new baseline.
Now that you have received the signals, you must know how to anchor this timeline. The period immediately following these dreams is critical. It is the delivery window. The package has been sent, but you must be home to receive it. The instruction for this phase is called anchoring the timeline. The biggest mistake you can make right now is to fall into fear or excessive nostalgia. Do not wake up from these dreams and weep for the past. Do not let the grief of their absence overtake the glory of their presence. If you drop into heavy grief, you lower your vibration and close the channel they just opened. Instead, you must adopt a posture of receptive command. When you wake up from these dreams, sit up in bed, speak out loud. Say, "I receive the blessing. I release the history." You must acknowledge the gift without attaching to the ghost. You are taking the baton, not the burden. Furthermore, you must prepare your physical vessel to hold the weight of the new abundance. This is the law of correspondence. As within, so without. If the spirit world is preparing to dump a massive blessing into your lap, your physical life must be organized enough to catch it. Clean your house. This sounds mundane, but it is metaphysical. Clutter is stagnant energy. You cannot ask the ancestors to bring you new treasure if your home is filled with old trash. Clear out the corners, organize your finances, fix what is broken, make space. You are preparing the guest room for a royal visitor, your own destiny. When you clean your space after a visitation dream, you are signaling to the universe, "I am ready, I have room, I am expecting the delivery." It is an act of faith that solidifies the timeline. You are grounding the electric charge of the dream into the concrete reality of the 3D world. You are no longer the child running from the shadows of your family history. You are the redemption of the line. The ancestors are not haunting you, they are applauding you. The dreams are the notification, the windfall is the transaction. The curse has collapsed into dust, and from that dust, your gold is being formed. Stand tall, the baton has been passed. It is time to run your leg of the race. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.